Remember lockdown, those bare factories and plants just closing down, farms.
I was going to mention this, right? Because it's funny that the war in Ukraine is still going on, right? Because that's like the breadbasket of Europe, apparently, right? But during the lockdown, all the beef farms, the beef plants and shit.
Yeah, the animals.
So they've attacked all the meat, you know, the meat producers and all the
Have you been panicking?
yeah, right? So it's like, what's left in the economy then?
Yeah.
If all these things have been attacked and destroyed, what's left?
Yes. Out of scripture. This is Second Ezra 16 and 17. Woe is me, who will deliver me in those days? The beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars. Well, it says in famine and great death. Like, people underestimate famine. Like, it's coming, it's here. From time you have a problem with your food supply chain, it's cooked. That's it. You know what I mean?
And that supply chain being cooked is by design as well.
It's all by design.
They got lab grown meat anyway.
Yeah.
You know, you will eat the bugs.
And see what
So yeah, solid green.
Because even casual dining now, is premium pricing, bro.
No, you can't go to lunch or nothing.
Go to Nando's, 3 items will cost you £20 off the rip. Like, listen, you can't even eat.
And that's like the cost of it's like food's already like from 2020, everything it's been back-to-back crises. And it's like now with like the Strait of Hormuz, that's really looking like what got Nero thinking like, oh shit. Because it was like the economy was looking like that was done. And it's just like they need that economy to keep the war going in the first place. And like back home, people are going to start losing their mind. The food stuff start, that, you know, the ability to eat, ability to drive as well. America being like the driving land. Once those things hit, then, you know, people are going to start losing their minds. And they got guns and empty bellies.
Right out.
Mad Max the thing, man.
That's what I say, it's going to be like the Purge, man. He's still going to be moving hungry, bro. I said the guns and that shit.
It says the beginning of wars and the power shall stand in fear. The beginning, you know what I mean, of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? Behold, famine and plague and tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment.
So the real question is, what are you going to do when these troubles come, when these evils come? Because we already understand what needs to be done.
I heard that for like 40 years, bro.
But yeah, we already understand what needs to be done. Because our thing is trusting in the Lord, right? Trusting in the precepts and the prophecies, right? So we know what needs to be done, but what are you going to do? What are you Irish people out here going to do? Because prophecy dictates or states that you want to take the mark of the beast in order to survive. Right? And you might not think that you're going to do that right now because you just think, oh, that's just like somewhere outlandish or whatever. Right? But tell me, what are you going to do if these times come? What are you going to do? And the government comes through and, oh, well, we've got this solution here. What are you going to do? Because you might not believe in these scriptures. Not even you damn Christians believe in these scriptures, man.
Precept? Revelation chapter 3 verse 10. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth.
That's right. They say the Most High has made it clear, or what is it He expects of us, right? When these times come, what we should be doing. Right? We know not to trust this devil and his machinations, because he's looking to enslave everybody, man. Like right now, you feel, oh, it's in the realm of conspiracy. Oh, he's not really trying to do all of that. But tell me, we say, has it been not the truth? Has it not been happening? Are they not trying to bring everything together in their Tower of Babel moment? Of course they have. It's not like they ditched the ideas that we've been speaking about and they're not working actively on things that are going to control your mind, that are going to control your mind and control your lives in the future. They're still working on that shit. It's just timing. Like Habakkuk 2 and 3 told you, it's time.
Yeah. Basically, the Most High give us the vision to see everything that's happening, man. And y'all couldn't see it, and now it's happening. You really ain't got a damn thing to say, you know. But we was able to see it, and we can see still more the things that He's gonna do. Yeah. It's all part of the process. Y'all couldn't see it, but that's why you got to take heed to the prophets. The Lord says that. You know what I'm saying? To take heed to what the prophets are saying. We've been given the vision to see the future. We told you the future. And on the mark of the beast is major prophecy. Where we're at right now with things, you know.
You're gonna choose to trust in a people that you know you can't trust. You can't trust Trump. Like, come on, man. You're gonna side with him anyway in that time. Or not all people, a lot of people. Believing that he's got the answer. Or Starmer, he got the answer. But it's funny that he'll got the same answer. Because they're all in on it. You know? It doesn't lead to peace and safety. It leads to enslavement. And only destruction, because the Most High going to destroy you.
Yeah, everything that they're doing is for to ultimately enslave everybody. The whole crashing of the economy, destroying. Basically, what they've done is destroying the old world. They're destroying the old world. They're destroying even their own image. They've showed you what they're getting up to. Okay, all the demonic shit, everything. They put it all out there. They destroyed the celebrities. They destroyed that old world. And part of destroying that old world, the main part they want to do is destroy the economy. How do you do that? War. You watch the Children of Men, shows like that. There was war going on. While they basically when they crashed the economy. That's how they crashed the economy, war. Because then you got the Strait of Hormuz stuff, prices are going up. It's an easy way of a war that it justifies an economic crash.
That's organised.
Right.
It didn't happen organically. They forced it.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
Iran was making deals.
They were happy to negotiate.
Iran was negotiating. Them men said, "No, we're taking."
Them small hats, the scripture says what the least shall draw them right. They're the ones that they feel and that's the scriptures always refers to them as being small, even in Obadiah, right? And the way they are, every time you watch an interview with them, they're always talking like that, like they're just oppressed. They're getting attacked by everybody, like the whole planet. It's BS. You know what I mean? They're living the nicest, the fattest, right? So what's this plan? They're weirdos, bro. They're creeps. They want everyone chipped. They're paranoid. Okay? They're losers. They want everybody in complete slavery just to feel comfortable. And why would you be like that if you're not the devil, if you're not paranoid, if you're not a criminal? Why would you be like that? Okay? Because they've done fucked up everything and they know it and they're fucking up everything. And that's why it says in Isaiah, it says everyone's going to look at him and it's this the man that made the earth to tremble. This one, this you know, these dudes, man. These worms, these creepers. Okay? Yeah.
Romans 3:3. For what if some did not believe? Shall their unbelief make the faith of Yahweh?
Yeah, so a lot of people don't believe still what's going on. Because a lot of people are small-minded. You walk around, you still go around there, yeah. People are still getting on with it. You know what I'm saying? Really, and you know what? You got influencers saying that, and they're fucking, a lot of them got deals, and the weirdos are saying that. They're saying stuff like, people, all this come out, and no one ain't doing nothing. There was one dude, he used it for dating. What's that dude, man? That light-skinned dude. And he's always in Bali and that. Nah, not you. He's an American dude. Shane or something. And he you probably ain't seen it. And he said basically, the world's run by PDFs, baby Satanists. He said that everybody knows it and they ain't doing nothing. It's all in the open. He said, but you're still shy to get on that girl. As a sales bitch, because he's a Pick-up artist. Okay. I'll try to send it, man. So, come on, man. People are still getting on with it. Alright?
They more or less got away with it, just going out in the open. Because it's like one or two, maybe like 3 countries where they're kind of doing investigations into like one guy. But then it's just like the scale of it is clear. It's the same thing with like the BBC, where it was like, that's institution.
Right. You know that, if you go past the BBC, we went past there a couple of days ago, and they've got a cage. They've got a cage here on the statue, man.
Oh, is it around on the
Around
around
it,
it?
you can't.
Oh, so you can't.
Yeah.
That
The
statue
barricade.
out so no, that's why I ain't surprised, man.
Right, so people found out that the statue was representing pedophilia.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The little boy and the man's lap. That's the BBC symbol. Just go there, you see a massive statue in the front of the building. The only statue. Yeah, they've put it in this armoured cage to keep it safe. Because it came out in the mainstream when some other protests, I don't think it was in Palestine, back in the day. Some back in the day protests going on. So it got outed. I think it's remember all the riots were going on up in central London, even around there. Remember that?
Yeah.
I can't remember what that was about.
Yeah, I think it was gonna be when the George Floyd thing happened, and then like your people were.
When they were disposing the statues in that slavery. Oh,
Yeah.
Also,
It was the George Floyd thing, and after that they were like, there's bare slavery history in central London.
Yeah. So that's when all the statues all of a sudden started getting outed. That's the scriptures, man.
Shameful spirit.
You get that, right? Get that. That's the point. So this place is, it's not really because they're doing it, it's just the most high. You can't, they're just pawns, man. Yeah. They don't even, they think that they're riding the wave. No, you're riding the wave to your downfall.
Because you've been saying about that Iranian professor that always jumps on the news, he's cursing them out, pulling them the Epstein class on national TV, and the man are just having to eat it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Do you know what I ain't watched? I should question time. With all this going on, that would be a good watch. That was dope. We were watching, that's some good shit.
I think they started restricting people that are allowed in there. Yeah, because before I think it was just like anyone, but then I heard that they're not letting people in as easily. I wouldn't be surprised, bro.
Well, you could just yell at a politician.
Are you a pedo? You cursed out.
They start throwing tomatoes.
Well, it's crazy. So, and that, the people, they ain't even got that in them.
No, they ain't got that. Actually, there was one dude that was just throwing eggs at King Charles.
Well, they used to throw eggs at the politicians back in the day.
That used to happen on the regular.
Oh, he's only one or two guys that do that though.
Nick Clegg? I think it was Nick Clegg. He punched
We're going
someone.
years back.
One of them.
I don't think
It was John Prescott. Yeah.
No, he was the one that, he got egged and he punched someone.
I got a preset.
Okay.
Jeremiah 49:10. But I have made Esau bare, I have uncovered his secret places.
And it's all on the open, his glorious statues that he's got everywhere. All oppressive, dark history. Okay? And Edomites don't know what to do. If you go around, you'll see that. Edomite women are trying to sneak in there, they want to get with Jakes. But they're weirdos all at the same time. She's British ones, they're weird elves, creepy. Okay? Let's just be honest. People don't know what to do. You know what I'm saying? Because the Epstein stuff's come out, so it's exposed. Right? Something else I was gonna say, but it's in my mind. Right? But that's what's going on right now. People are trying to. Oh yeah, the other thing is, they had the whole movement of, we didn't do it, how could we attacking us? You guys oppress people, or slavery wasn't really that. They're basically trying to get out of it. They was always trying to find excuses. Yeah, but that didn't work. Because they'll say things like, you enslaved yourselves. And these are old arguments. But they've brought them back up. You see all of them coming on. And then there were a lot of people that were in England, EDL, or let's say Farage and that, they were back in Trump. And then it came out that, Trump started cursing them out. He started cursing out one of their leaders, Farage. Okay, so it's all the best. They thought that, because even got the Australian news racist over there. You've got Sky News Australia. It's different to the Sky News over there. Sky News Australia is racist, but they support Trump. And they got that snarly talking that they do, that proud. They'll attack like people of color or attack anything like that. Okay, but that's not going to work. And you know what, like that, really that movement is really to support the World War III thing, or the economic chaos with, or the world chaos with the Muslim world versus the so-called white Christian. Okay, that Albert Pike stuff. That's what a lot of that is. Okay. Now you're starting to see British white girls wearing St. George's Cross. Like, they don't used to do that. That's something Irish do. Irish would do that. They wear the travellers that wear big chains, crosses. But now some of them would do probably cockneys here and there. But now a lot of them are starting to do. And if you see that now that means get out of our country. Yeah, right, Trump, right. Now that's what that means. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate that record for
Yeah.
Habakkuk 2:16. It says, "Thou art filled with shameful glory. Drink thou, and let thy foreskin be uncovered. The cup of the Lord's right hand shall be turned unto
Did this man in righteous? Okay. Everyone was looking up to him as a beacon of light. The way he's supposed to be in society is like Esau, Edom. Okay, he's in control of everything. He owns all these colleges, universities. You know what I'm saying? Everyone wants to join these organizations and climb up the ladders because that's just how you be the right person in life.
Good upstanding British.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. But when you find that the higher you get to them ladders, the creepier it gets, man. You go up, you might get Epstein, you might get Steve, right? Okay. You might end up in the E-files. Esau's
Come to the party.
Right.
We've got a soiree.
That's what you got to start asking. Have you been offered to go to the island?
Oh, right. Shit.
That's what you got to start asking him, or have you been offered to go to the party? You know? That's the truth, man. So that's what's going on. People were shocked. And you fight and names all these, everybody's in there.
Bro, everyone was like, what?
Everyone was in there.
I said, UK politicians. And I was like, damn. I was like, you guys are cooked off that.
Celebrities, actors, and it gets intricate.
And all these men acting like, oh, we weren't there, we never heard anything before. Elon Musk, I don't know. I don't think about it.
I ignored the email.
Oprah, she did the same thing.
I left early.
Yeah, I left early.
I had no idea.
Just in passing. Going on.
When I asked Piers Morgan,
Yeah.
she was like, "Oh, in the files, you are." And he's like, "No, no, no."
That wasn't me.
He was curious to hear what she was going to say, but he was fucked and didn't expect it. They went, "No, I wasn't." He said, "No, that came out as a hoax when you're in the files." And he was. He's in the files. Right?
That's crazy.
And you know, Piers Morgan, he's all around the aristocrats. Yeah. He's juiced in him. You know, he helps them. He does a lot of things with the aristocrats.
Did he do an interview with Andrew? I'm trying to remember. Was it him or someone else? I think it was someone else.
Hey, well, Andrew, they tried to do damage control. Oh, King Charles is a shame.
Yeah, he's disgusted.
Right. I can't believe.
He would ever do such a thing.
And then, come on, man.
They knew about him the whole fucking time. That's what
Yeah.
about it. You know what I mean? They knew about
They
him.
paid off like multiple people involved.
It's weird how they got all these connections, all these shady people, Jimmy Savile and all these different types of people. Like, come on, bro. You act like you don't know.
Let the Lord have its course, and whatever my brother.
But and the Queen, there was all, we've been saying something about her the whole time. We said that they drink blood, and now it's coming out that that's what they do. We said that.
Well, she was wanted in Canada.
Canadian schools, those kids that went missing back in the day.
Okay, I think that happened in Africa as well.
Yeah.
Some kids went missing under the Queen as well.
Our whole fucking class of kids.
Right, so what happened there?
What do you know?
You know what I'm saying? They ate them, they drank their blood, or whatever the fuck they did. Okay? So Bayar, they even Bayar's in the flock files, man. Bayar is mentioned in the files. I seen the files before I ran. We seen the files, right? It's in the files. So all this was mythological. We were talking about cursing out gods in all our videos all the time, and now it's coming out that these elites.
Yeah, that's what we'll get down. Remember emailing, one go clickety clack on the keyboard to each other. That's correct. 2 Thessalonians 2:7 says, "For the mystery of iniquity doth already work. Only he who now letteth will let until he."
And you know these Illuminati, they worship ancient gods, right? They're in tune with the spiritual demon Satan. That's why when they build statues, what do they build? They resurrect, or they'll get an old statue and bring it in their houses or put it somewhere. Monuments in the Western Empire from the ancient world, obelisks, you know what I'm saying? Different statues of different gods. Okay, another thing they'll love is a Greco-Roman gods. Okay, matter of fact, the Bank of England, the god on that building is Mercury, and it's supposed to be a god of commerce and all that. But it's all over the building. There's a video on it all over the fucking building. And there's a massive statues of Mercury. What's going on with that?
But you're made to be just art.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
What's going on?
There's meanings to these things why they had them there in the first place.
Right.
You know?
Okay. Well, it's sus. You know, people ain't saying that anymore. I wonder why. It used to be sus, now it's white. You know what? Let me not even say all that BS, man. Forget that. But check this. Why on earth have we got those statues on the building? Okay, it's just art, right? But they know what it's in tune with what represents. You know?
Because it's worship to them.
Yeah.
All their operations, they pray to these gods for to be prosperous.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So to you buy it, you just think, oh, it's just art. You know, they just do some sculpture. But there's a reason why it's there. You know, it's not there for no reason. Like even on the Capitol building, they've got Persephone on top of the Capitol building. Like why? You know, there's a reason why they have these things in place. You know, and the Cleopatra's needle, and there's reasons why they have these things here. It's not because it's just art. You know what I mean?
For the Washington Monument as well.
You know,
They worship and stuff, prayers of prayers. They actually sit there and pray and invoke that God. That's what the scripture says. The scripture says to pick of a God name in his mouth. That's what they do. That's what they call on these gods. Okay. So get in a circle, whether it's Baphomet, Baal, whatever, however, and they'll call on the God. Okay.
Man go around the human grove, stand around the owl, roll it. You know, why you know all these people doing these things? Or some, you know, these same people that go and do that are Christians, supposedly.
Man are saying, you're doing it for Jesus. Remember last year, the year before, West, they had and then they had I don't know which, where was she from, the lady? I don't know which side,
No, she's from some South American nation, isn't it?
Yeah. Brazilian, like I think she's from Brazil, that's what he says, West, on the stage with it.
Yeah, something like that.
Right.
They did a seance.
Yes, she did a seance. Just on
to tell you
TV.
what they're about, man.
Yeah, the World Economic Forum.
Yeah, what's that about?
Preach this.
Yeah.
And it's like they were doing that from the 80s.
Yeah.
And it's like you won't like only very recently have you been able to actually see what goes on there. And that's like a lot of things that happen. It's like when there was TV, you might see a 3-5 minute snippet, but you're not really you're not there the whole time. Whatever they've been doing behind there, like it's who even knows.
Exactly.
So it was eyes wide shut.
Yeah,
That's what it is, isn't it?
That's
Eyes wide shut.
I read on, it says, and then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth.
Yeah, that's the prophets. With the mouthpiece of Yahweh, with Yahweh Shah. Okay, so what we're telling you is what they were doing. They're worshipping these Baal, Baphomet, whatever the hell they got, Zeus, they're like Mercury and they're like Apollo and that.
Well, they space cast up to Apollo.
What's that one that? Yeah. Oh yeah. So yeah, all that whole space thing. Is after the Apollo and all that. Apollo space mission. And then they'll name something the dragon. They got things. So why do they do that? See, the people, the useless leaders as they call it, they're not in tune. They don't know what's going on. They think that nothing's spiritual. Okay, but the truth is everything's spiritual. Alright? Don't just do something and there's no effect.
Because right now they've got the Artemis 2, but funnily enough they were supposed to launch I think on the 6th of March, right? So it's like before then it was like okay, so they're about to do something, because I was just looking up Artemis, the goddess of the hunt, the wilderness, wild animals.
Which is appropriate for Esau because he's the cunning hunter.
Yeah.
I think a temple's still up. Part of it's still up in Greece, temple one.
And you do sacrifices. That's the dark part. All these gods require sacrifice. So what do? It's the kids or the dogs, animals. Okay, that's what they get down with, man. There's a big cult in the UK called the Hecate cult, and they do sacrifices for this guy. It's a fact. Because there was an investigation, but it got called up. Okay, because the guy was trying to expose it, and I think the town and the chief said, "Look, man, you want to if I was you, you know what I'm saying? Wink, wink. I'd just go about your life. Okay,
You like living? You like life?
And this was south of London, sort of in Kent somewhere, right? And basically, all the cats, a lot of the cats and dogs were just going missing in that village. Because now when you look up the Hecate, that's what she requires. Dog sacrifices.
They meant to bang on the Chinese.
This is what they get down.
But like
Top
you,
secret.
it's like you say, like, why are they doing these things? It's because there's signs. There's signs to who they are and what they're about. But people don't see the signs because they're not privy to it. They've been dumbed down. But the scripture lets you know what we're looking for. It's not a coincidence that we come to all these conclusions. It's because the scriptures have laid it out plainly for us, man. And so when they're doing certain things and naming things after certain things, like, well, what's that about? It's because they're Edomites. Because they're Satan. They're fulfilling their part in the prophecy.
I must needs read the next verse. It says, verse 9, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, with all power and signs and lying wonders.
Yeah. So that's the power that they represent. So they're doing it, as we were saying, is because they are Satan in the flesh, man. Okay, and then the spirit, when they do that, there's demons all around, alright? There's demons around these people, man. They got demons on them, there's demons in their houses, all of it. Okay? There was one documentary I was watching, and he was saying that, and there was news reports on it, so it's backed up. But he was saying that Prince William, he said that in this one of the castles that they were in, the room they just filled with spirits. But he says he liked it. Right. You know what I'm saying? starts moving and shit. They're into that parent. There's a lot. If you go to Yorkshire and somewhere places, a lot of the Edomites out there into the paranormal. You might come across this Edomite woman, paranormal, into the paranormal. And that's what they do. They go around. I was flicking through YouTube, I've seen one, and it was live, the live streaming. And they're trying to see if the cop's gonna get knocked over and all this kind of stuff.
On the night.
He's sort of dark spirit, so he likes that shit. He likes to deal with dark spirits and ghosts and
He's familiar with them.
entities and all that.
He's familiar with them. They said he's been dealing with witchcraft since his youth.
Yeah.
So he's not unfamiliar to these things. He understands what they are. They just think that he's helping them. But really they're leading into his own destruction.
Well, yeah, he's a dark spirit. So you gotta be a demon to want to eat babies. You're the demon. You trying to contact demons. You're what? Okay. It's the truth. You know, like the angels are brothers, but demons are their friends. It's a double agent, so. You know what I'm saying? The double agents are gonna be like, look, man, fuck you. You know?
I would never with you.
That's how they get down. That's their nature.
Lion spirit.
When we played, you know what I'm saying? But that's what happened, man. You get played, the demon tired, like, no! And then when you try and call it again, it go pop up. You don't know what to be found. Start losing it, smashing mirrors. You know what I'm saying? It could have been a musical talent that this demon gave you. You lost the talent. It's over, man.
Never put out.
Why did you leave me?
I need you.
You know what I'm saying?
That's when people start losing their voice and shit, you know what I mean? They can't sing no more, can't dance no more.
But the Lord said he's bringing down the stars of heaven. So they got brought down, exposed, brought down, you know? Go ahead.
Basically I looked up, there was one book called The City of London, a Masonic guide, that was published by a guy called Yasser Brasinia, and basically like he goes through like 26 key locations in London that are all to do with Masonic history, starting with Freemasons Hall down Covent Garden, and then he just breaks down like the fact that like most of those institutions all got Freemason architects that basically are behind like numerous big sites across the globe, and then you got like he goes into the back of England like what he was going into, and built by a guy called Sir John Sowan, who was a prominent Freemason architect again across Europe. And I've got a few.
Send me that, man.
Yeah, I'll send it.
That sounds wrong.
Yeah. But he goes into Temple Church as well, which is in central London, and the fact that it's got historical significance to the Da Vinci Code and a strong connection to the Knights Templar going back to old school masonry back then. I'll send that.
Those basically to become part, to join the group, you got to become a part of the Masons. Masons are control structure. It's grooming. You got to be in that, and then they start introducing you to Satanism.
So they kind of headhunt you, innit?
Right. With your head,
They scout you.
you got talent and shit.
Kind of thing, innit?
Yeah, you got.
Then they reveal themselves, innit?
Because there was a guy, you remember him?
Sometimes you groom them like family.
Yeah, you go
Like there's a lot of musicians and entertainers that are paid, and their parents were in Masons and shit. You know?
Founder of OF, Oh yeah. This week.
So,
He was definitely part of the Jewish team.
Yeah.
One of them small hats. They
created that whole
industry.
so,
What came out in the files, man. And you know the porn thing, there was always that dude with the long hair, that small hat, that was his name. always show his face. Yeah, it's small hats. Yeah, but the small hats, they control that porn. And he come out in the files that my man Epstein, he plays Fortnite now.
For some reason I find that surprising. I don't know. He must be close to the kiddies, isn't it? It's predatory action. That's what it is.
You know those add-ons in the games that you buy, like or the
Skins.
and you can play by mission.
Yeah.
All the add-ons that you play for everything. He's an email. You see the email? When he emailed someone, he asked for that. He set that up.
Oh, okay. Yeah. They were saying there was a few things that he set up. They were saying like the different websites he got set up. I was like, bro, this guy was like set. It's like a lot of that technology shit. Like the kind of way they pushed it through. Like they're like there's more hands in it than you kind of think. People might feel, oh, it's just innovation or whatever, but then it's obviously they're looking for a certain kind of. Because even now it's like with phones, with technology, kids are like born with like a smartphone in their hand. So it's like a lot of them things they kind of like they saw it, they're like, okay, yeah, we can use that. It's like the iPad. Bro, I've seen this like I saw like a child where he's not even one with the iPhone, just like going through YouTube using it. I'm like, damn. It's like, bro, it's like you can't even speak.
That's it. And it's cooking it.
It's like man just knows how to get cocoa melon and whatnot. It's a mess.
That's crazy. It's part of that that's part of the metaverse. You're streaming constantly. You know what I'm saying? You're walking around, you just can't get out of the
box.
You're in the real world. Like basically like you're Pokemon, was it Go?
Yeah.
That's what everybody that's walking around, they're basically a Pokemon. You come out their house, you're in the phone, you go to the corner shop, you go to the grocery store. You stream, you constantly stream. You know? People are they just using it. And then for what? They're in it. Then you're paying with it, you do everything you pay, use it to pay. You basically use it for everything. Okay? You use it to pay for things.
Used to check and it was like talking to the AI as well. There's a lot of people where it's like the way they like anything that happens, they'll just go to AI and be like, oh, hey, is this true? Oh, AI this, oh, AI that. How do I clean my own ass? Like, what are you doing?
Then you got people that stream their lives. So when we stream, we're streaming the truth. Okay, we're putting the truth out there, constant flow of truth. But these people, like the AI will learn of people just streaming 24/7.
Some value shit.
Right, they go to sleep, they wake up, go to the toilet. This is all being streamed. How people react to stuff.
Like
It's
people
all
just asleep. Like, I was like, well, what are you watching?
What's worse is that people want to watch it.
Yeah, no,
that's even worse. You know what I mean? Like,
they have a
you want to watch
conversation.
the first hours. Mad.
If you got even on YouTube, you just scroll. There's live. Everyone's streaming.
We do like 2 views.
Right,
It's an account to.
Right, eating cereal.
This shit's crazy, bro. This shit's crazy, bro. Even on TikTok, that's why TikTok live is the worst. Yeah, because that, you know, it's like a scrolling feature where it never ends. So you scroll and it just pop up with a random person's face. Some preacher that's lying. At 9 a.m. lying. It's crazy. Crack of dawn, like the sun just rose, like the man's just. And then even, you know, the other mentioned it came out that app was used to map. To map. People was all, you know, people in the park searching for a Pokemon. That was to map shit even more extensively. You know?
The claiming compensation for that.
That's crazy.
Tried to say there was an option on there.
Or you could turn it off or something.
Or it's more consent. To be your data being used.
But it's one of those you just accept it. You can't use it kind of thing. No one
Like I think it was basically used to map for these drones that bring things out, mini bots and
It was just used for data anyway. I did a video literally last week. It was used for just for mapping, like you said. It was used for that. Because it went to a couple of different, it went to some organizations, but they tried to say, well, it's just if you can send, you know what I mean? They tried to put that out there. It's kind of, they always do that, but you don't know what they do with the data.
So, what's this?
It's the same thing with the like ID thing that you need now if you're under 16 to access certain websites. There's been like data leaks on that already, where they said they're not meant to keep like the pictures or the IDs, but then they're keeping them like where it would have been like a week or whatever after.
Well, it came up, when you take school photos, it came out the geezer that is like behind that organization. Linked to Steve.
He's got every fucking school photo.
Because
that's how they pick it out. Like, okay, here's some menus. Like, fucking hell. Yeah, basically a menu. Yeah, that's hella.
But then
Pizzagate. It's funny when Pizzagate happened. Everyone's like, "Oh, that's crazy. There's no way that could be Pizzagate." But now it's like people are, "Oh, wow, people knew."
Worse than that, guy.
They tried to scoff at pizza.
It was legendary scoffing at the time. So are you crazy, man? It's actually so funny, bro. So it's like, but now it's like it's in vogue.
Now this is Psalms chapter 64, verse 5. They encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privily.
That's right, and we're the opposite of that. We encourage ourselves in righteous matters, We've got the Passat coming up. That's part of encouraging yourself in righteous matters. Okay. That's what we do. Alright, and the elect will be rewarded for that. Okay. When the Lord, because there's going to be rewards, so when Yahweh starts rewarding, you have to be doing. It's not just being well, not doing, you got to get reward. How? Okay.
Now you got to win the prize if you don't run the race.
Right. There's some dude some loser that just rejected him. He wasn't even concerned. Go to Starbucks and he goes to the clubs, he talks shit, he will get beamed up. Hell no, man. Okay.
I've got a quick one on what you just said.
Yeah.
It says Matthew 24:46 says, "Blessed is that servant whom his Lord, when he cometh, shall find so doing."
Exactly. Okay. The angels are watching. They're watching everything. Okay, the reports and all that. The angels reports and all that. Things like that. And they know what's going on. They know what the prophets are doing. They know what Esau the devil did. It's all mapped out. Okay. People in the world that they ain't doing shit. Alright, it's all mapped out, man. Because in that time, them saying the angels are going to protect the elect. When the enemy shall come in as a flood, right, the Lord shall raise the standard. It's the Lord's going to protect the elect, brothers, and all the elect, and the children of the elect. Okay, they're going to be protected. Alright, so the angels are watching everything. Right? And that's why we teach and we exalt the name of the Lord and the Son and our It's going to be evident, everyone's going to see that. So, you know what, these famines, people are hungry. Okay, guess what, man? The elect are going to protect you from that. So it's going to get real fucking bad. And a lot of what y'all are going to do is run to the government to get shit. Okay? Right. Yeah. That means you failed.
Nah.
Okay. Go ahead.
Tissue.
Psalms
I got some in the car.
43 and 18. Behold, the eyes of the Lord is upon them that fear him, upon them that hope in his mercy, to deliver their soul from death and to keep them alive in famine.
The eyes of the Lord, that's exactly what you said right before. The eyes of the Lord are on those that fear him. That's right there in the scripture. Okay. watched over. There's many multiple examples of deliverance in the scriptures. Okay, by the Most High Power. That's what we put our faith in. It's like you're how about the Bible? Okay, that's all. That's right. You still talk about it. Okay.
War in the Middle East. Like Strait of Hormuz is closed. The Epstein file's been released. Like, what's going on about all that? Man, I worship, your elites are worshiping Satan, but you're not sure.
Yeah, so why they worshiping Satan? Why, why did they talk shit against the scriptures? They're against the scriptures. They're against the Quran. Okay. They're against the Vedas and Sanskrit, which is like yoga stuff. They ain't against that. The truth is what they know. They're completely opposite to the Lord and the God of the Bible. So that alone show you what's going on out here. That alone. Okay. It's pretty simple. The enemy, the rulers of the devil, Satan, the rulers of this world, the elites, right? They're against the scriptures, the God of the Bible, and they worship Satan. It's kind of clear what's going on here. Okay.
Joel 9:24 tells you what you need to know. The earth is being given in the hands of the wicked. It's not complicated. It's not really hard to figure it out. But people live in denial. You know, you don't really want to accept that your leaders are all wicked, even though you follow after their wicked practices. You know, because you're not any better. You think you're better. So you've done the same thing all these other empires have done previously. You've been no different. You know.
And this is the last kingdom, America, Babylon the Great. This is the last one. Okay. That's what when you read Revelations 17, read Revelations 30, read about the beast, the 7 heads and 10 horns. You saw his whole power structure. This is the end, America being the last ride of him. It's all going out, all of that's going to get cast out. America basically is the last kingdom of Esau, the last empire of all the heathen kingdoms. Okay.
Yeah. 2nd Ezra chapter 6 verse 9. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth.
Yeah, and just, people pay up. Vocab. That's what those are calling. And it just came out like that. It just came out like that. He was trying to come against this scripture and the apostle on the whole. It was clear why. Why don't you want it to be true, man? We gotta start asking you that. Okay, why do you want the scriptures to be true? Facts. You want Ishmael to be the last one that's in power? What it says. Right. And then, so they try and throw that away, but then they want to twist who Esau is. Esau's been done away. Right, so you know that you just got a problem with what it's saying. You're trying to deflect, twist, turn, right, and take away shit. So that alone, we can clearly see who you are. So it brings it simple, you break it down simply, and then you can see. So all you people struggling, man, okay, you just go get checked. Alright? You don't know you're struggling with this? I'm not sure. I mean, maybe don't you think this could be? Come on,
bro. If that's how you feel, then we know the Most High blinded you, man. And that's what it comes. As I say, it's real simple. That's what it means to us. The Lord has blinded you. You know, it's not hard, man. We understand that people have to play their part in the Most High's plans. And there's a whole bunch of you that ain't gonna believe, that ain't gonna see, that are gonna be rebellious towards it, and we're not meant to care. Yeah. So it's something not to believe. We don't care. We're simply doing our job by telling our people what's going down. You know.
That's right.
Precept.
Necessary destruction.
This is 2 Corinthians chapter 4 verse 3. But if our gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost.
Yeah. So like I said, it don't upset us. It's like, it is what it is. You're gonna have these agents and these people come against us and not believing what we're saying, make all kinds of excuses and bring out kind of wacky doctrines and breakdowns to try and justify their positions, but at the end of the day, it don't matter to us. It's not proof, it's not evidence to us. We don't lose sleep on what you think, because we know, we can see plainly that you're wrong. Yeah, the Lord has blinded you, man, and that's that. Yeah, there's nothing to talk about really. You know, debates and there's nothing to debate about really. We're just going to tell you that you're wrong. You know, hold whatever you believe to the end, innit? It don't matter.
As for me and my house, we'll follow the Lord. Was it Elijah said that?
Exactly that.
Joshua thought it.
Yeah, exactly that, man. So it's what it is, man. But you can't refute the things that the beginning of our apostles have been bringing out. You can't refute them. It's happening. It's happening, man.
Yeah, the prophecies are coming to pass. Like, we're in the midst of the time when everything's coming to pass. Like, it's not really a matter of questioning, because even it's to the point where it's like people in the world are lining up what's happening in the world with the Bible. But it's become that plain. And then, like, when it's like that, then it's just a matter of faith, really. Because there's those where it's been given to, and those where they're basically blinded to it. It's like a lot of people, they're basically, they're unable to see. If you really line it up, it's like, do you even question it?
Yeah, you got war with Iran going on right now, and everyone can see it. Everyone's actually scared. You know, people are scared and shit. But the scripture says that when the people be eating and drinking, so that people are gonna shift and shit, man. Anticipating. A lot of them they're scared and they ain't got no vision. They're just not those people. They ain't got their eyes out. You know, they're just heathens and extras in the film. Alright? Well, a lot of these people are gonna get destroyed, man. They'll go in captivity. There's a lot of judgment. Basic judgment is coming on the planet. You can't escape.
Precept. 1 Corinthians chapter 1 and verse 18. For the preaching of the cross is to them that perish foolishness, but unto us which are saved is the power of Yahweh.
Yeah, these chariots as well. We're going to be beamed up. There's going to be a great deliverance on the planet. Okay, for the elect. That's going to be that day of the Lord when America is destroyed. Them chariots are going to beam up the elect, so they don't get destroyed in those nukes. Okay, that's a glorious day that's coming. All right, and that's what we're waiting for. The day of the Lord. We brought in captivity and shame. We're going to leave Babylon and peace and glory. You know what I'm saying? So that's in the scriptures right there. Right? Brought over into captivity, slave ships, byways. Been in this captivity, but we're going to leave as the sons of God. Okay?
This is Romans chapter 3 verse 3. For what if some did not believe? Shall their unbelief make the faith of Yahweh Shemiel Shai without effect? God forbid. Yea,
We read that earlier.
I can't read it.
Okay.
Yea, let Yahweh Shemiel Shai be true, but every man a liar, as it is written.
Yeah, if you really teaching these scriptures, man, it's all lies. Because a lot of people are jumping on the wave of the conspiracies, it's public knowledge. We've got people trying to get glory off this right now. It's insane.
You're 20 years too late for that.
It's insane. You've got all these YouTubers. Come on, man, give it a break. Alright?
The thing with that as well, they always wanted it to just be out in the open anyway. That was the final kind of step where they can just be who they are, and there's no resistance to it.
Well, they got to the point now that people are desensitized to a lot of this stuff now. So it's easier to bring out this stuff, and people they might be a little bit outraged, but it quickly disappears, man. They don't really care. Everyone else is doing it. You know what I mean? It's like, who would do it?
Yeah, people have been wicked all over these years. they're wicked themselves. Okay, there's levels to the wickedness, but they're wicked too.
So,
They're eating all abominations and doing all sorts of shit. Okay, they're just wicked, and then they just want to enjoy themselves too. They're weak. You know, slaves to the basically. So they're all, if you're a complete slave to the flesh, you're weak and you eat giant crabs all day. You're just a weak spirit. The only thing left for a weak spirit like that is to get that shit. What else is left for that spirit, man? Okay? They ain't got no reserve. They standing up. They're rebellious and righteous. They're a weak ass spirit.
Well, it's good to say that their God is their belly.
Right.
You know? That's what they're going to care about.
Yeah.
Continuing on in Babylon, you know what I mean?
Right,
Like,
eating them crab platters or squid. You know what I mean? The fancy restaurants. When you go past them, when you go past them, you know, people, to eat this crab, you got to put on the apron.
Everyone's just flying everywhere. Like,
you know, you can just see in the shop, everyone's sitting there, right, and they got the fucking aprons on with these gloves and all these tools.
and they're cracking up, and then just like sucking out. I'm like, bro, it's like all that, bro. Chicken just like that shit falls off the bone when you cook it. Like a leg of lamb, that shit.
we got these buckets, innit? We got these buckets.
I know. I'm like, damn, bro. It's like you gotta do all that work. It's like, bro, it's
Might
like
as well get TNT and everything to bust open the
what a lot of them do, because there's videos of them. There's videos of people wrestling with crabs to get him in the back. And then there's videos of them getting clawed and all that. What they do, so some of them, like, they'll try and get the thing in the pot and the thing will grab them on their wrist or their finger, they don't want to go in there. Because what they do, they actually boil them alive. That's what they do.
same for the lobsters.
Because I think it's to do with like when the cracking, because what they sometimes do, there's one video, it's the crabs there alive and they got the knife and they squashed it in the middle of the head, like through the shell. But I think for the meat purposes, it's better if they just boil it alive.
I think it's probably like toxins probably go in.
Right.
Oh, the shit don't look appetizing.
Then there was one who was trying to crack the shell off him. And you can see it. These videos are crazy. Like a cartoon or something, man. See?
Man are doing all that just to eat, like.
There's one dude, the crabs on the jumped off out the side to the ground. And they were trying to get him and they were clawing him. Standing up in martial arts.
Mortal Kombat.
He was at a height at disadvantage. Oh, shit. Yeah, it's a shame, bro. Right? Crabs get terrorized.
Yeah, some things are supposed to be bottom things or whatever. Yeah. Go ahead.
This is Luke chapter 12 and 49. I am come to send fire on the earth, and what will I if it be already kindled?
By the way, this is like we say, World War III. Yeah, the nukes are going to drop. You have videos of people in Dubai and those rockets or whatever going on, hitting buildings. And now they've got this whole campaign of people saying Dubai is fine.
Yeah, the prince will protect us. It's like they got like a shotgun behind the camera.
But they got laws in Dubai as well. If you're on social media, you can't criticize the government.
I think a guy got thrown in jail. Like one of the guys that put a video on.
They got a lot of, you know.
Bro, that's what you
That's
wouldn't.
what you
would never think them man a Muslim.
No,
bro.
you
Like,
wouldn't.
what are you
That's what I
talking
mean. It's
about,
crazy,
bro?
isn't it?
I'm like, oh, they're doing it for Islam. Man, I ain't not fighting for no Islam, bro. Fighting for the dollar, bro, with the money.
Gold. Yeah, like, this is what we're saying, man. All these, like, this war of idols, right? It's gonna come to an end, like, because they say you got the Jesusites, you know, which is an idol. You got the Mohammedans, the Allah is an idol. And none of these men are showing up. None of these men are showing up to protect nobody.
Got a precept?
You know what I mean? This is
Yeah,
a
a lot
carnal
of
war.
these Christians, they pray that there is no World War III.
They pray for peace in the Middle
That's,
East.
that's just not
Yeah, we read the prophecy.
right. So then y'all ain't the prophets. Y'all are not in tune with the scriptures. Don't pray, hope every stop it, Lord. That's not what the scripture says. What does it say about determination? It's to gather the nation, not stop it. So if you're against that, you're against the Most High. That's right. Right?
What's Armageddon then?
Yeah.
What's Armageddon?
What's Armageddon?
Oh, the rapture. Satan. What? Antichrist. Yeah.
You need to stop there.
Do it now.
I've got the one for the other. It says Psalms 96:4 says, "For Yahweh is great and greatly to be praised. He is to be feared above all gods. For all the gods of the nations are idols, but Yahweh made the heavens."
That's right. And that's why none of these nations are gonna win. Because none of it is real. They're all fighting over fucking nothing. Right? That's why when it all said and done, Yahweh is gonna come through and put these men in slavery. By the Most High's will. But that's the only will that matters. All this war of resources and shares, they'll still come to an end, man. And Yahweh is gonna settle everything and establish his kingdom. Okay, which all the other nations are servants to. And then the whole talking is gonna be done. Not only debates and discussions and who's God's rule and all this shit, it's gonna be Yahweh Shai and Israelite, that's it. Enough talking. It's evident now.
Yeah, these proud heathen, they're going to have to be building up the kingdom of the Lord. Okay? They're wallowing in wickedness and demonic shit. Sin, proud. How? That's not, the Lord ain't going to allow that to happen, be the case forever. Okay? That's BS. Okay? Order's going to be put, the earth is going to be put in righteous order. Okay? And all these nations, they're going to have to be slaves to building that. Okay? You ain't gonna have no choice. You're talking about, listen man, you can, even the scoffing thing, a lot of you heathens that scoff it, all of y'all gonna be building up the kingdom. Everything we're saying, you're gonna be picking up materials, okay? Okay? You're gonna be,
goods,
right.
bro.
You're gonna be physically building that, okay? You talk shit all you want. Pop it off. It's that the sons of strangers shall build thy walls. That's in Psalms.
Separate men of continual employment.
Yeah, they say, oh, we ain't got to taking our jobs.
You're
You're
gonna
gonna
have
have jobs.
We're gonna be the jobs back.
Oh,
Right.
Think about who jobs you're gonna work. He's work for you, innit?
There ain't gonna be no unfortunate.
Got no vacancies right now.
We're always
It's a big fact. To work.
You're gonna be like, it's gonna be certainly, they're gonna be, you get the job and everything just ticked off, got the job,
Yeah.
That's how it's gonna be.
No bad criteria.
Right.
Nah, you're good.
Right.
Got arms in it.
for now.
Daniel chapter 2 verse 44. And in the days of these kings shall the power Yahweh of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed. And the kingdom.
Yeah, that's our kingdom. Like we mentioned that you read Revelation, we got the beast with 7 heads, 10 horns. After that power structure is destroyed, the kingdom, the righteous power structure will be established on the planet forever. Okay? We've been prophesying in the reincarnation of different kingdoms throughout history. That's what's been going on. Okay? But now we're at the end of all that. All these, pagan temples and dog and human sacrifices and all this that's been going on since the start of time, basically. All of that is going to come to an end. Okay? And because there ain't going to be no oh, I don't know if the Most High exists, so I don't really believe. You're gonna the presence. You're gonna see it. You're gonna see. And the Lord ain't gonna allow. That's gonna be. He's gonna show him. He's gonna reveal himself. Okay.
Because everything that's going to happen is going to glorify His name.
Yep.
You know, the destruction of America, the glorifying of His Son,
Yeah.
and His children, man.
Yeah.
You know, we're going to be part of that evidence.
Precept.
Every knee shall bow. Every tongue shall confess. Everyone's gonna be shocked.
Just on the
The
point.
Lord, man. So like the Lord's gonna have a chariot fill the whole planet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're gonna miss that.
Right.
Definitely going to be an event.
Spooky, right?
It's true.
Just on the point about the Lord magnifying His name, right? This is Ezekiel 36 and 21. But I had pity for mine holy name, which the house of Israel had profaned among the heathen whither they went. Therefore say unto the house of Israel, thus saith the Lord Yahweh power, I do not this for your sakes, O house of Israel, but for my holy name's sake, which ye have profaned among the heathen whither ye went.
Yeah, and we're the ones who are proclaiming the name of the Lord. How is it that here is the Heavenly Father? This is His earth. And He ain't getting no credit. Everyone's crediting themselves. Oh, I do. Yeah. No, you didn't do shit. You didn't make yourself. You didn't design yourself.
Credit to my idol.
Right. You didn't design how you look, what height you are. You didn't have a part in that. That proves as a creator. Because how did you just, you know what I'm saying? Scripture says the very hairs of your head are numbered. There's architecture, there's information, there's data. All right. So here it is, and they ain't giving the creator credit. And he ain't happy about that. Yeah. He's angry.
Dash away your idols.
Right.
I've got precepts. Jeremiah 16 and 14. Therefore, behold, the days come, saith the Lord Yahweh, that it shall no more be said, the Lord Yahweh liveth, that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. But the Lord Yahweh liveth, that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north, and from all the lands whither he had driven them.
So that's going to be spoken of forever. Everyone's going to, wow, the Most High Yahweh shall destroyed America.
That wouldn't be great.
That's going to be spoken about forever, man, because America's going to be like in the Planet of the Apes and the Forbidden Zone. That's going to be America, man. A monument. We're going to have a new Passover, which we're coming to. So we're going to have a new one, a new high holiday, wherever based on the destruction of America.
Yeah, greatest deliverance.
So, got that for you. It says Jeremiah 16 and 14 says, therefore behold, the days come, saith Yahweh, that it shall no more be said, Yahweh liveth, that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt.
Can you just read that?
Yeah, just read that.
Okay.
Oh, so that's
Yeah,
That's so good. It's so good.
yeah. It says, but Yahweh liveth, that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north, and from all the lands whither he had driven them, and now bring them again into their land that I gave unto their fathers.
So the Most High wants that emphasized. That's that again. That scripture shows the glory. The Lord's going to get the glory.
Because he's raised us up from being a no people. Because this is the worst condition that Israel's ever been in. The fact that we didn't even know who we were anymore. In the hand of our enemies, man. It was never like that before. Even in Egypt, we knew who it was. We knew who we were. But this one was completely, we completely destroyed as a people. The Lord resurrected us, man.
Jacob's soul used to being destroyed. It's crazy. Okay, we just fucked. Edomites don't live like that. They'll be saying, oh, I didn't know you was going through that. What is it? Like you said, yeah, you go in the shop. Is that normal? Right. So, but Jacob, like, come on, right? Jacob used to their whole family being destroyed. Okay, if you don't get on with your sisters, your brothers, your parents might be on drugs. You know, all types of crazy shit. The sisters are all this chaos in the house. This family stealing money from your nan. You know, also, you know what I'm
It was
saying?
actually
It's just
mad.
chaos going on.
Dad,
But
yeah.
his dad's but you know, there's no dads.
Don't know who the dad is.
The mum's cursing him out, cursing you out, and his dad out.
You look just like your dad.
You're just like, you're big.
Like 4 years old. Fucking out like that.
Like an open breathing fire. You're like, boy. You know what I'm saying?
But that's, it's even emphasized greatly now, even more because of the UN voting that the slavery, transatlantic slave trade is the greatest atrocity to mankind. So this is setting it up. You know, the Heavenly Father's setting it up whereby, you know, it's highlighting that trade, you know, that triangle trade that happened with these people in the crosshairs, you know, Jake dealing with Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans. They're the people that suffer the most. So it's being highlighted. So now that it's
That's
on
how you
the
know it's
front,
pivotal in prophecy.
there you
There's
go.
no way it's not being mentioned about us. The fact that it says we go.
That's just speaking Deuteronomy. The
Yeah,
curses.
Yeah.
The curses.
You know, the fact that we went on, you know, into Egypt again with ships. That was a key prophecy, man, for us to identify us. And now it's been recognised that that was the worst, you know, crime that's ever happened.
And that's why I was mentioning that broker. That's how you know there's an agent. Because everything that's pivotal in the scriptures, he's trying to tear down. Yes. Oh, come on, he can't.
He doesn't want us to be those people.
Yeah, he's working up with them fucking right. So they don't want us. They don't want that out there like that.
And the only three nations.
The curses. He's always trying to get on the curses, right?
Yeah.
But the curses, that's powerful. That shows you who the tribes are. It's a sign. The tribes, like you're saying, first of all, man, the tribes, just according to the scriptures, wouldn't even know who the fuck they are. Okay?
That's a prophecy.
That's prophecy, Ezekiel 37 and all that, the different ones. Okay? All of that. So the tribes wouldn't even, that's a curse. So what we're talking about here, it's more like to run around like, oh, he's not claiming. Okay, well, you ain't fulfilling prophecy then?
That's it.
Homeboy.
There was only three nations that voted against it. It was America, the Small Hats, and Argentina. Which I think there's a lot of Small Hats.
You know Argentina, man?
Yeah.
Right, that's racist.
Yep.
Yeah. That's it.
Okay, you got the indigenous population. They're in the corner somewhere.
Catching hell.
Yeah.
You know,
Got something? Got this if I can. It says Daniel 9:12 says, and he had confirmed his words which he spake against us and against our judges that judged us, by bringing upon us a great evil, for under the whole heaven hath not been dealt as hath been done upon Jerusalem.
That's everything we're saying, and this is the Most High movie. That's why he's got it all in the public eye. You can't avoid the Most High's. He's his script. Like you could, you know, like the average folk now. Like you could just push it in the corner and it ain't going. That's not how things work. Yeah. Just because you feel you can do that, it's beyond you. Okay. The Most High's got all these things, all these uncomfortable stuff. All the lies, everything, the tabs, right? No, it's the tabs, you know?
Everyone,
Right,
the whole thing's printed. Just keeps coming out of the printer like.
Infinite tabs.
Yeah, but I thought that was no, that's very right.
Your browsing history.
Never.
All recorded.
Oh shit! But that's even like with the island they're using to bomb Iran. They say I don't know if it was Jake over there, but they said
Chagos.
they're saying that there was a genocide committed on that island, like mass genocide. And they basically Keir Starmer said they're gonna give it back to them. And Trump was saying, why are you gonna
dumb boy?
Yeah, because he wants to keep it because it's a strategic. But that shows you, they're trying to, told you in the book of Job, what's that? Yeah, like I said, well, really, they're trying to clean up their image. They're trying to make themselves out to be those white people that they always said they are. So now they're doing that. But the reality of the situation is, you got a blood debt. Like there's
That's
too
why
much.
they keep on mentioning the slavery thing. They try and brush it under the rug.
Yeah.
But blacks did it really, really English did we didn't really involved with it.
not how you lot done it.
That's what they're saying right now. All these EDL supporters and people like that, you know, that's what they're trying to push.
It's night and day.
They're trying, you know, you can't, like when we said, the tabs, the street, you can't. You know, like you said, they're trying to paint this pure white. You did?
You did, yeah. You did.
And all this England were involved bullshit because someone said that some pastor recently or some shit. That's kind of backing them people. First
One
of
of the
all,
beneficiaries.
exactly.
The
Well,
insurance companies, the boats.
yeah.
Chains.
So all over England, all of these shires, right? All of the shires. You got the ports and the major, but even just these shires, yeah. All of these shires, all over the country, all of these places had slave masters that were living there, that were getting money sent straight from the slave trade. They were rich. All these shires, all these lords and that all over the country, all of them, slave masters, all in mainly the Caribbean, like the Caribbean. So you know it's spiritual that Benjamin over here, because the slave owners were here. Yeah. Okay. And they'll have their surnames, man. Kenneth Booth and all that. You've got slave master names and shit.
Psalms 109 verse 13. Let his posterity be cut off, and in the generation following, let their name be blotted out. Let the iniquity of his fathers be remembered with the Lord. And
how on earth, you're gonna act like you ain't involved with shit? Okay. What's all that about, man? You think like, but that shows you the hate. When it comes to slavery, everyone's like, come on, and all that.
Because the whole European nation, they abstained from the vote. They didn't want to vote at all. You know, which basically they don't agree in it. Obviously, it's the same thing in it. But the whole European Union didn't want to vote on that.
When Jake's complain and start going, oh, you don't know that shit. I don't start doing that. And all that. It's like they hate Jake so much that you ain't even got the right to complain.
You can do anything now. You can do anything.
You wear Nike
It's always there.
Yeah. I'm like, bro, it's like, sorry, you still got the goods, bro. You still got the riches. And if they do have someone debate them, it's orchestrated. Like they control the position. You know, they get someone dumb enough to kind of say, oh, well, you know, we did have slaves in Africa, but you know, maybe you have a point. And it's like, bro, you're placating to their whole agenda.
But
Especially with TV. I remember growing up watching TV, you'd have certain things you watch that like very tender things to talk about, and then control the narrative. But now with the internet, you can't do that.
You know,
you can't do that.
The hypocrisy of it is like these small hats, you can't deny it.
Yeah.
You can't deny it, bro. And you have to respect it. Otherwise, you know, you're getting called all kinds of things, isn't it? As you know. Right? But you're meant to, you're being forced to remember that for them. And them men are paying or getting reparations from Germany. But Nazi Germany don't exist no more. So what's that got to do with Germany today? If you're talking about, oh, that was in the past, and all this sort of business, it's got nothing to do with that. It's just that they hate us. That's what it's down to.
And they try and make it seem like this was such a long time ago, but it's like Jake was, like our grandparents were of that generation. You know?
There was still Jake's getting hung.
Yeah, and it was going like over 400 years.
Exactly.
Generation.
We're just like, I'm saying,
whole generation.
We're just, when it's years, you know, a year feels long.
But you want us to cry for the small hats that supposedly got persecuted for a few years.
Right.
In the middle of war. You know what I mean?
And you're right to do so, and look, that was back then and all that.
But it's like
it was just then. Just then. And it was going on for a long time.
Christmas was just then. Like when your Christmas that you celebrate, the Lord being, we're coming into so-called Easter. The Lord was born and those bunnies and all that. That was just a couple years ago. But you still remember it. That's even further back than slavery. You remember it. Lord was born year 20, you know, AD. You remember that and you celebrate it every year, according to your knowledge. But a couple hundred years ago, you was beating us black and blue, skinning us,
wearing us as a fucking trousers and selling, you know, what do you call it? Fucking jarring man's penis, fucking and in like the things you've lot done. This is why you don't want us to know these things, because it really makes you out to be a real creepy ass cracker, man.
But this is Esau enjoys mocking us, right, and making our plight look like it was nothing. Right, because he'll celebrate days that, like, you know, Thanksgiving Day, you know, about the Gadites and stuff, man. He celebrates that. It's a mockery, bro. He likes to mock us, man, because knowing that we've got no power to do nothing about it. Right. You know, or we ain't gonna do shit basically, because you niggas ain't shit. You know, and this is why, like, you know, there was a boss like, we don't give a fuck about your money. We don't even fucking want that.
I think they were saying picnics is supposed to be picnic. So like you're saying, there's a lot of they're celebrating. There's a lot of stuff here today that's like roots from. Well, everything really. You know, everything is the whole culture. Everything is rooted from slavery. So it ain't it's happening now. You know. You know, basically damaged Negroes walking around, being called niggers still.
Walking wounded.
Right.
Oh shit.
Right, he still got called a nigger.
Oh shit.
We ain't got nowhere, man.
Yeah, right, man. I'm pretending like racism's over or something, like, bro.
Right.
Oh yeah, even on Vinny Jr. they call around a monkey on pitch and then they told him to get on and play.
That guy gets it the worst, so I ain't gonna lie, that really, they know they can get to it. That's what it seems like.
The scriptures tell Esau hates Jacob.
Yeah.
Okay, the scriptures tell you that. That's what all this is about.
Yep.
Jacob versus Esau. Alright, we told you that. It came up the Rothschild secret. Well, they know they're Edomites. It come out in the document. Alright. So they're saying that we're Jacob. They know who we are. They know that. That's why they got that hate.
It's a real devil, man.
You know what I'm saying?
One of them's called Jacob Rothschild. Not Jacob, yeah. Nice to meet you.
Noble name.
Oh no, it ain't mine. I'm Esau.
You can make a thing out of
Alright, they call you cleats. Right. Really, you're the Israelite, you're Jacob, he's called cleat.
But again, on the name thing, that's why it's important for them to take away our names and stuff like that, because then we lose identity. You know, we call ourselves fucking Rick and Thomas and shit. It's like, what the fuck does that mean to us, really? If we had our old Hebrew names, then obviously we're Hebrews, right? We had something to connect to. It was important for them to strip that away from us, man. You know? And then they go and claim those names for themselves and shit. You know? Have you got something?
Yeah. This is Obadiah chapter 1 verse 15. For the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathens. As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall return upon thine own head.
And this is what scares them, because they know what they've done. And they know, really, if justice was to be served, then they need to go through the same thing. And that's a nightmare for the so-called white man, for Esau. But in their mind, it's like, well, how's that ever going to happen? These niggas are so through. How's that ever going to happen? But then when they hear us talk about these things in Yahweh Shai, it's like, they hope that's not the case. Because once Yahweh Shai comes, man, you're done. You're done, and you're going to get the worst ass kicking you've ever fucking dreamt of, bro. You know what I mean? Like, because we're not going to be nice to you. And you know we're not going to be nice to you, man. And you can't blame us, really. I know you want to, but you can't. We're going to make sure those 1,000 years that you're underneath us, man, is fucking as unpleasant as fuck, man. You know?
We're going to be on a timer, and the days are going to be long.
Yeah.
It's going to be a cut-off. 99 more days until Esau.
We're going to make you feel that thing.
We got to go in.
Like everyone knows, like, we're service-based economies, and like part of that is insurances. Like, for example, and like Lloyd's Bank was like the biggest. Because they started
Lloyd's of London.
Lloyd's of London.
Different.
Lloyd's of London, where like 2/3 of all the insurances back then, going back to the 18th century, was off the slave trade. And it's still 2026. Insurance is one of the biggest cream makers for the UK to this day. But man will still turn around and say, no, but it's not a racist country. We didn't benefit from slavery.
Lloyd's of London is still insuring ships to this day.
Yeah,
And with the whole Strait of Hormuz thing, it's like Iran doesn't actually have to mine the Strait of Hormuz. They just have to make it, which is what they did, which they just had to make it in basically insurance, not insure any of the ships, which is what Lloyd's of London, and they're like, we ain't insuring these ships, you know.
You know, and that as well, them slave master companies, they've already just stopped getting paid out really. You know, so they pay reparations to these men. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to Jake, fuck Jake.
And when it comes to Jake and their companies as well, they're like, oh, we just don't understand why we can't get a Jake to get to a senior position. It's just, it's like, we have to do, we've got all the DE&I programs, but you can't go past the cashier.
And this is why in the kingdom you're not going to get no mercy, man. That's like, you really ain't. You showed us none.
Had no mercy.
Yeah, you showed us none.
Yeah, like you said, they hate fuck Jake. That's what they think.
Fuck Jake.
They hate Jake.
So crazy. Whenever Jake get into them circles, they always say, "Oh, they're so racist." You talk to any of them Jake, they get up in those circles. So these guys are so racist, man. It's like, what? Is it a surprise?
Fucking heritage, bro.
It says, for as ye have drunk upon my holy mountain, so shall all the heathen drink continually. Yea, they shall drink, and they shall swallow down, and they shall be as though they had not been. But upon Mount Zion shall be deliverance, and there shall be holiness, and the house of Jacob shall possess their possessions.
Right. Oh, what's the time in the camera, fuck?
3:10.
This is Ezekiel 35, verse 5. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred against Slakia, because thou had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time of their iniquity had an end.
Right, your hatred has never stopped. It's from the womb. It hasn't stopped. And like I said, the time you came over to the west coast of Africa to enslave us, man, we wasn't troubling you. We was minding our own business, man. But you thought it was you needed to come and find us and put us into slavery, bro. You have that hatred so much that you have to come and search us out and torment us. And Obadiah tells you shouldn't have done these things, man, pretty much, because you've always done this against us. When the opportunity came, you was there among our enemies, causing us trouble. Right? So the whole point is that we are the Lord's chosen people, and you shouldn't be touching the Lord's anointed. Right? But you, like I said, you know this, and you still went into it anyway. That's why you're fucking an idiot. You're the priest on that.
Yeah, real quick. Psalms 137:7. Remember, O Yahweh, the children of Edom and the day of Jerusalem, who said, race it, even to the foundation thereof.
Right? So every opportunity you had, you kind of exploited, basically, to try and do damage to us, to hurt us some type of way or other, because you ain't got the blessing. That's what it boils down to. You ain't got the blessing. But the Most High never chose you, ever. Not for 1 millisecond.
They even burnt down the temple as well.
Yeah. That's
That says a whole lot, man. The Heavenly Father's holy temple, man, where he places his feet, he burnt it down.
And so you ain't got no fear of the Heavenly Father and what he would do. You know, so your time's coming, man. You know?
You had the Ark of Titus even after that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh,
70
yeah.
AD. So we're a focal point for their hatred. That's perpetual.
Yeah. Without them, what's it, like that whole story up with like the antagonist and protagonist. Without the antagonist, the protagonist is like, it's basically, without the protagonist, the antagonist is just basically like, you know, I have nothing to live for. That's why, Jake, they little, you know, Esau lie these devils, they'll act like they're not into Jake culture, but they love Jake. Love Jake music, Jake dance, everything. That's why the moment they get a chance, they take off a jazz. The moment they get a chance, take off a roll. Any little thing that Jake makes, them monkeys dancing around, and, you know, in their zoot suits, and then next thing you turn around, they're wearing zoot suits. Yeah, my brother. You know, they showed you that in what's this movie? The horror movie.
Sinners?
Not Sinners, the older one. with a teacup. Get out, get out.
Kanye.
You know, they're trying to get our blessing, man.
African American experience.
They're jealous, man.
Yeah.
You know, they're jealous.
If it was the hatred.
Okay. Yeah. The haters.
Well, it says that the envy you have for them.
Yeah. The haters are jealous, they're envious, all of that. So, and they run around saying they're the people, but they know they're not, because everything that they do behind the scenes, the Rothschilds and the Rockefellers, all these people, they're worshipping these other guys. So that's just a.
Well, they set up a secular state.
They use that identity. They're using that for political agendas.
Yeah.
To get where, for their greed.
Yeah. So they can get protected. Look, we're the people of the Bible. We've been attacked, guys. You know what I mean? And political, it's all agendas. Okay. To gain land, for domination, world domination, different things. But they know behind the scenes, they've got these big fucking statues built to Mercury. Okay? They're drinking blood, they're eating babies. Come on, man, give me a break. Okay, Mr. Burton, man. All right. That's why the land over there's got to get nuked, man. What the hell's going on in the land today? All right. They've defiled. The scripture says in the land of uprightness, what they'll do unjustly. So who's over there? Satan is in the land right now, right? Doing unjustly. You don't even want to know what they're getting up to, but it's over there. Okay. Because you know that Steen, which he ain't there, but he could be in that land. Okay. Which Steen?
Yeah. Because they say a lot of people that do that to children, they move over to Israel, because they get protected over there.
Yeah. Tucker Carlson was bringing that in it. I think.
Right.
He was talking to the US embassy dudes to Israel or something like that. Something about these people coming into Israel being protected. One's in the family.
Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord Yahweh, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee.
Yeah, he didn't fear to shed the children of the Lord. Right? But like I mentioned, the Lord said not to touch his anointed, man. Right? David knew that. When it was him and Saul, he didn't put his hands on the Saul. Even though he knew he was going off. Because he's the Lord's anointed.
Esau's got history of just hating Jake. All throughout time. So that's the spirits that we're dealing with here. They're going to get judged, put in slavery. Even when we come out of Egypt, they didn't want to let us through. Something wrong with this devil. Burning temples, eating Jakes. This is real. These are the demons, man. Y'all didn't believe. Y'all thought it was all conspiracies, but it's all come out. Go into like these country towns in England. I'm not talking about you might be some Cockney Jakes or some Irish descent. I'm not talking about. I'm just going to countryside. And there's some real creepy villages right here. It's spooky.
Wicker man.
That's what it's doing right there. This is real, man.
Yeah.
You can feel it in the air.
They show you that in Hot Fuzz.
They start doing that stupid, that lip murmuring, like, what is it doing here? And they'll stare at you. Because they got power out there. Okay? And that the movie Get Out, you mentioned, that shows you that.
That's like a hamlet as well. Like equivalent of a small town, village kind of thing.
And they show you that in Hot Fuzz. Hot Fuzz, that because it was all about going into one of these creepy old English towns, and basically everyone was a witch.
And they used to have meetings as well.
Yeah.
Shit,
New
guys in town.
That was a sweet harmony. Move that way.
Oh man.
And
we ain't
weird,
the
man.
we ain't
You know,
the-
they're creepy, man. That's what they do, man.
Their ways are another fashion, isn't it? You know?
That's why Harry Potter is such a big thing. Like that thing is like a Merlin, you know.
Yeah, Harry Potter is big.
Yeah.
They get dumbass Americans with the Queen of England and think of Harry Potter.
Yeah.
They wanna
Go King's Cross, bro. There's homeless men outside King's Cross, bro.
Go King's Cross after when the night lights come. You see what King's Cross is. You see the witches then, bro. Yeah, some real pharmakia right there.
That's
Man.
it.
Some crackheads, man.
Yeah, that Harry Potter. Yeah, it's witchcraft. Okay.
They got a new
And
TV
J.K.
show
Rowling, right? She's a warlock. Where's she from, man? She's not Scottish. She's English. Yeah, I think she lived up there. Like Edinburgh. I think that's what it was. But she's, yeah.
Just fuck off into the sticks, do whatever.
She's cursing out the elites, whatever. But you can see she's a warlock.
Yeah.
That's what they got that look. A lot of them got that look. No? And them Edomites are into hunting in the countryside. Those country Edomites and all that. And it came out in the files, man. We don't know, but apparently according to what people that they were calling them Jakes.
It's the spirit. Literally, there's a video that just popped up here that says, "Do the elites really hunt people?" Literally, just 10, 20, 30 seconds ago.
That's crazy. Okay, we videoed it.
Oh, I missed the thing. I just saw the title.
But that's what they were. Well, that's basically it. So they say that Sandringham Castle, I can't remember that one is. I was trying to look it up on the phone, the fucking signal was shit. You know, you got certain phone carrier. Some of them are shit in certain areas. So I was like, I was trying to fucking use Google Maps and look at this shit.
Satan was on the pole like.
Well, that's what apparently they're doing Hunger Games and fucking Negroes at Sandringham Castle.
And don't think that, and that might sound wild to some of you people out there, man, but just you think about what he was doing during slavery.
That's what I'm about to say.
You know what I'm saying? It's not unusual.
Django,
Yeah, it's not losing the dog's got off. That's not wild. You know what I mean?
A file that says that.
And these men are all about traditions, right? Traditions. We used to do that back then, so we could do it now. Fox hunting and shit. So don't be surprised if that's going on because them men do that. There's bare people go missing all that fucking time. Like no family, no one cares about that kind of thing. They just get snapped up.
You see them missing posters or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, it'll be from like 2016. I'm like, bro, that guy is gone, bro.
Yeah, he's gone.
What the hell is that still up for?
It's like 30 now. He's gone.
It'd be like 10 years ago, and you was like, bro, it's like, who even knows? You might have the parents still trying to find something, but then otherwise, no, like the police ain't looking, no one's looking.
We had the Queen, right? And it was they used to, I don't know if it was what it was. It was a birthday or something like
and then
that.
the blacks came out.
Right, they were on the parade.
She was like, not reacted at all.
Right, not reacting until the Jake parade, these fucking Caribbean booty shaking, whatever. Oh, I don't think they're even doing that. I don't know what they were,
They'll do something.
They do something like
using their thing,
right, some dancing, and then she
got up in the chest, she's like, oh!
That one didn't make it home that night.
She was laughing at him, man. You could see she's there.
It was crazy. I wish we recorded that. Because I remember seeing it. It was just like, it was on TV. I was like, fucking hell, bro. She just actually reacted to that after reacting to nothing.
Hey, they're like Solomon, man. You know, Solomon said it when he had his reign, he collected peculiar treasures. So that's the E in his little, I want that one. Peculiar treasures. Even that, because I just see if Sandra Bullock, she's got like 2 youths that are like Jake, innit? You see, they collect like these different actors and actresses, they'll adopt different Jakes and all that type of stuff. It's because they just feel like, oh, I'd love to have a little nigga baby, you know, like, that's how they look at things. It's just, they can do anything they want in this
Well,
world.
it's the same
man.
way. Jake with pets.
Yeah.
To the children, you know, they get the black child for their
with
daughter.
the chain and
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's the same shit, man. You guys got anything?
Amos chapter 1 verse 11. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, for 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4, I will not turn away the punishment thereof. Because
the Lord ain't going to turn away the punishment. So that's part of the practices of love. Okay, you think, oh, there's nothing's racial, everything's racial. Lineages, people get judged by lineages. Okay? That's just the truth, you know? Lineages are coming back. You know, this melting pot of confusion, people not knowing who they are, that's he that does that. A lot of lands and stuff, the names have been changed, you know?
I don't know.
But all of them.
There's a clip of Donald Trump talking about wasps. And he was saying like, he's saying he thought one politician was a wasp. And it basically, I believe it means white Anglo-Saxon person, or like something like that. So all those people, so that's like hierarchy within their elite. If you're like British and not Scottish, because the guy tried to say Scottish as well, not Irish, but Scottish and Irish are the same thing. But if you're like English, French, I don't know if Spain fell into it, it's like certain specific nations, they're depicted, in America they're known as wasps. So within their society they have a hierarchy where they look, oh, that's a wasp. You know, that's like a, you know, because he was saying, oh, I thought this guy was a wasp, but it turns out this guy's a fucking, like, he's an Italian. You know, like a shit talking. So it's like you have people over there, obviously they're going under the guise of being a white Anglo-Saxon person to mix in the elite of that society. So it goes into what you're saying, like everything's defined, there's lines, racial lines. And you can't be in their circle if you're not of that lineage. That's why the Eastern Europeans, like, they're not with them. They don't look at them the same. They're on a train at 5, 4 in the morning, the same with so-called blacks and you know, all the colored people of the earth. You know, they ain't regarded the same as the elite of the society.
Right. Yeah, and the crown and them, they don't. You never hear English people bigging up the Irish, man. Tearing them. You never. You know what I mean? They might. On St. Patrick's Day, they act like they're down and go in pubs, but they don't really like Irish, man. Okay, because you know Irish are jakes, and they're known for being mouthy and voice of rebellious and all that. You know, there's that English, the crown beef with the Irish, and the Irish are always, you know, talking up against the oppression, you know, so they don't like that. Keeping quiet, you know, that's rude. All right. You got Kunas Irish, they might try and identify with them, but sometimes they want to have like these quirky ass people want to act like they're in tune with other ethnic things or whatever. Trendy. Yeah. Oh, I've got an Irish friend. Oh, I've got Ireland. Yeah. Bullshit, man. You ain't really ready to have are you ready to have the real conversation? Okay. You ain't? Like with slavery. That's the real conversation.
Didn't want them in the bars either, man. No Irish.
No blacks, no dogs, no Irish. Yeah, there weren't no quirkies and Irish. Y'all ain't like, don't try and change the history. Okay? There was one Irish person and he was with some quirkies and then kind of came over talking. And then all that come up, they were talking about, and they were saying that. Jake, they always listen to Jake, stuff from Irish, but into Bob Marley or something. So I started having, and then all that started coming up and the quirkies didn't know what to do. You know, they actually now they were involved in it.
They were on the wrong side.
We're on the wrong side. They ain't got, you know what I'm saying?
That's terrible. I think my parents had that happen to them too.
But the quirk is their parents was the ones get whipping the chains.
But then that's even another thing, because you had these documentaries come out where they show you. I saw like they had all the Jake children in Montserrat that were like the Irish that came over to Montserrat, and they had an Irish accent, and Oliver Cromwell and all that. Like there's a big, you know, history, and that's why they don't accept the Irish, because they know that they have black blood, as you call it, but it's Israelite blood.
Well, again, histories that they don't tell. They don't bother to go into none of that stuff. You know what I mean? Because they don't really want to talk about it.
Yeah.
They don't want to let you know about what was going on and all that stuff.
Yeah.
You know?
But yeah, the Irish, you just know, everyone knows that there's just something about that's that history. They're just not English. They're not the same. You know what I'm saying? Anytime you're Irish, they're gonna start talking about the oppression that they went through. You know what I'm saying? And they're not the conversations that, you know, that they want to be having. Man, them Irish, they always be talking about Cromwell, about slavery, about Palestine. They don't stop. You know what I'm saying? Talk about the crown. When they're on that, they're just always talking about that. You know what I'm saying? That's because they're Jakes, man.
Because you even have that native statute that they have. I think it's in Ireland, and then like the natives and the Irish, they've got. Cause it was, I think, during the famine, the natives basically raised some funds. Native Americans raised some funds to help the Irish. So there was always like a bit of love between the two, you know.
What do you say? This is Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 37. And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations, whither the Lord shall lead thee. You know, showing you, doesn't matter whatever nation, mainly applying to Jake, but Jake that are scattered as well, you know. Like the elder was saying, no blacks, no Irish, you know, all into the same word, man. You know, look down upon, call different names in society.
Like you mentioned, it doesn't matter where in the world we was always the downcast of the people. They always had a different name for us. You know, no matter where we was, to know that we were lower, you know, or disregarded or whatever. You know, no matter where we was.
That's why the scripture says that there shall be deliverance from the four corners of the earth. You know, because Jakes are scattered on the four corners, in different lands, all over the world. You know.
In the islands of the sea as well, Isaiah 11:11.
Right.
All sorts all over, man.
Catching out. You know.
Deuteronomy 28:64. And the Lord Yahweh shall scatter thee among all people, from the one end of the earth even unto the other, and there thou shalt serve other gods.
Yeah, so Jake, all the nations, you got Jakes amongst the Chinese, you know, same, you know, but they're all gonna get beamed up, you know. Sheep shall be gathered. Lord, you know, gather the sheep from amongst the nations. You got the wheat and you got the tares, you know. So all the Jakes, they're gonna be gathered up. Out of these heathens.
Yeah, it says, which serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known.
Yeah, and the ones that don't repent, they're gonna be destroyed. Next to them fucking idols, man.
Mm-hmm. And Jesus Christ is one of them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Yeah. Major idol. That's a major idol. Right? It's got all them tribes. Yeah. You can go.
Alright, man. We're gonna close up. So Lord, with that, we're going to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh. Again, double honors to the elders, the apostles of GMS, and Shalom Ed. Shalom.